There are moments when words fail, but love still speaks. Sometimes a single hug can heal years of silence, bridge miles of distance, and open hearts that once were closed. This is the story of a hug that changed everything, a story of forgiveness, faith, and the power of family love. Mark hadn't spoken to his father in 10 long years. The arguments had started over something small, college choices, a job, and later, life decisions. But pride grew faster than forgiveness, and silence became easier than talking. His mother, ever patient, often called to say, "Your dad misses you." But Mark always replied, he never cared enough to show it. Years passed. His father grew older, and Mark built a life far away. Yet, deep inside, a quiet ache never left him. One evening, his phone rang. It was a neighbor. His father had fallen ill. For hours, Mark sat in silence, staring at his phone. Should he go? Finally, as the night grew darker, he whispered, "Maybe it's time." He drove 6 hours through the cold rain, every mile filled with memories. When he reached the house, everything looked the same. The porch light, the old wooden door, the scent of coffee in the air. In the living room, his father sat quietly, thinner, weaker. But his eyes, they spoke 1,000 words. No one spoke. Time seemed to stand still. Then his father stood up slowly, trembling. For a moment, he just looked at his son. And then, without a single word, he opened his arms. Mark froze. He didn't know what to do. But something inside him broke. He stepped forward. And when their arms met, when that hug finally happened, years of pain dissolved into tears. It wasn't perfect. It was real. Mark cried like a child. His father whispered, "I've missed you every day." That moment was raw, powerful, holy. It wasn't about who was right or wrong. It was about the power of family love that forgives even when words can't. They talked until sunrise. Stories, apologies, laughter, silence, all blending into healing. That hug changed everything. It didn't just heal their relationship, it healed their hearts. Close your eyes. Think of someone you love but haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe you're waiting for them to say sorry first. Maybe they're waiting for you. But what if one hug could change everything? What if forgiveness is closer than you think? Because in that quiet moment, when love finally breaks through, the past loses its power. When love feels impossible, that's when God begins his work. He softens hearts hardened by years of silence. He reminds us that love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13 says, "Love keeps no record of wrongs." The power of family love is God's reflection in human form, merciful, patient, and kind. That hug wasn't just reconciliation between father and son. It was a divine reminder that God restores what pride tries to destroy. So when you find yourself broken, remember this: love doesn't wait for perfect timing. Love acts now. Love forgives. Maybe this story reminds you of someone. Maybe you've been holding on to pain or waiting too long to make peace. Take this as your sign. Reach out. Send that message. Make that call. Because sometimes the smallest act, like a hug, can carry the biggest message of all. I still love you. That's the power of family love. It heals, restores, and transforms. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you care about. You never know whose heart might be waiting for this message. Subscribe to A Gift Called Family for more stories of faith, healing, and the power of family love. And tonight, hug someone you love, because sometimes that's all it takes to change everything.